I really wanted to set up my tent today. Unfortunately, it's supposed to rain all day until about 2 o'clock, and then it'll turn to snow, which is not ideal. So, I guess I'm going to have to wait until after the snow melts before I can set up my tent, which is annoying. It's not to say that I couldn't set up my tent in this weather. It's just the tent would then be wet, and I'm not going to be backpacking right now, so getting it dried out would be annoying. So, oh well. Hey everybody, I am going to be going over some of the gear that I have already for my upcoming hike. To start with, this lovely hat that I'm wearing is from the Damascus Trail Days 2015. I got it from the Hat Ladies, and I like to hike with it. But moving on, let's see. The Toaks 900mm titanium pot. I really like this pot because it's perfect size. If you take a fuel canister, you put it, you store it face down to keep rust from forming around the bottom of the fuel canister. And then you can put it into the cozy. Oh, gotta close the handles. You put it into the cozy, and it'll seal right up. I've only got two hands, and one of them's holding the camera, so I can't do that with two hands. Well, thanks to some editorial magic, I was able to get the pot into the thing. Then you can tighten up the cozy. And right here is a pouch, perfect size for fitting your lighter. The backpack I will be hiking with this year is the Osprey Levity 60 liter. That I've had for my last hike. It's a pretty good bag, lightweight, which is nice. To that, I have a non-Osprey pack cover that'll work perfectly good. I have a pair of Lucky trekking poles. These are aluminum poles with the cork cam grips, which I prefer because cork, they're comfortable, but also the rubber hand grips tend to leave rubber on your hands, which is really tough to get off when you're in the woods with no running water and soap. So those are my trekking poles, which will come in a lot of handy because the tent that I have is a trekking pole tent, and I'll need the trekking poles to set it up. My water system is the full-size Sawyer Squeeze and a CNOC bag as my dirty water bag, and then I have a large platypus to hold my clean water. I'll also be carrying a couple smart water bottles because they fit well into the corner of my pack. And now for the big reveal. Amazon purchase from Black Friday. Alright, so we have plastic. We have a very tiny stove. This is the lightest stove on the market. It's supposed to be just like 3 ounces or something. 26 grams. 26 grams is the weight of this stove. Because I'm going to be flying to Alabama, I'm going to leave it in the packaging until I get there. That way they don't try to say that it's been used, because I've heard of people having their stoves confiscated because of some fuel issues, or I'm not sure the deal, but I've heard stoves can get confiscated on planes, so I'm going to leave mine in the packaging until I get to Alabama. The tent I went with is the Mir Lashan 2. It's a 3-season tent, which is good because I'll be out for 4 seasons. This one is, well, as much as I would like to be able to pull it out and set it up, it's currently snowing, so I'm not going to pull it out because I don't want it to get wet. But according to this, minimum trail weight is 2.4 pounds, which is not great, but it's not bad for a 2-person tent. I've hiked with this tent before, and I know that it to be a very good tent. So as much as I would like to pull it out and set it up right now, it's actually snowing outside. It was raining earlier, now it's snowing. So I'm not going to be able to do that today, which is kind of sad. So we got some snow last night, like I said we would. But it seems to be dripping, so it hopefully will melt, and I'll be able to set up my tent sometime this week. And it doesn't look like much, maybe an inch or so. Half an inch, maybe. Hard to tell. Anyway, I'm not going out there, I'm still barefoot. Good morning, everybody. I am here in lovely New Hampshire, getting ready to set up my tent, just to show you guys how it looks. Fortunately, the sun was nice enough to clear a small patch of my front yard, so I can do this. I will be using this tripod that I have I bought from Amazon a couple years ago. This will be the tripod that I'm carrying on trail. As you can see, the legs are flexible, so hopefully I'll be able to attach it to trees and whatnot and give you some hiking views when I'm on trail. But for right now, I'm just gonna use it to set up, to hold my phone while I set up my tent. With me to set it up. All right, get out of this compression sack. I don't know if I'll be using that on trail. It seems pretty tight. Might be hard to get it back into that. All right, there's the stake. All right, so to set this tent up, it's been about a year year and a half since I set up this tent. Obviously not the same version of it. So you take your stakes, you stake out the rain fly. Hopefully the ground is not too frozen. The way I usually did it, stake out the corners of the rain fly. All right. Ooh, ground is kind of frozen. Not good. So you stake out the corners. That one went in easily. Alright, so I got the basics set up. There are a few other things you can do when setting up. There's this little tab here, and there's another one on the other side of the tent. There are strings in here, which can be used to further set up and pull the tent away. I won't actually be doing that right now because it's kind of cold out here. Unfortunately. Nice. But Velcro that I'll probably never use once I'm on the trail because I'll be in and out of the tent constantly. Alright. So that hook's there. Actually, I think this hooks further out, and then you use this to connect to those tabs. I don't remember. I'll have to fiddle with it once I get on trail. Or maybe at my mother's house over Christmas if she doesn't have too much snow. But there is a loop right there for the trekking pole to go into. And then there's a loop up here Hopefully you can see where your pole holds, so your pole stays clean even when it's raining.